Keke Palmer was recently doing her thing on her podcast, and Keke recently shared that she felt like high-earning women like her often feel boxed in when it comes to love. She's challenging the idea that being financially successful somehow will limit your dating pool. She's saying, like, just pick who you pick. Your income makes you too intimidating to be loved the way you want, then just keep looking for someone who's not intimidated. So tonight, what I guess I really want to ask is, can a woman thrive financially and still find genuine financial partnership? Or are we still hung up on outdated ideas about power and compatibility? Like, does everybody have to be 6 feet tall, six figures still? Keke says no, I think. What do y'all think?
First, can I just say, I don't know if there was any episode on the BLC pod where I said anything that made it seem like I ain't got love for Keke Palmer, but if I did, Keke, and you watching, girl, I wasn't really familiar with Keke initially. There was that whole situation that happened with her whole boyfriend situation. There was some little questionable things, the whole Usher thing with her outfit choice, right, in particular, but other things. So I was like looking at her with a little side eye. And plus she's young. I mean, she's probably old enough to be my daughter. So, whatever. But I thought she'd make a great Angela Bassett in the Angela Bassett story. So anyways, she's a very talented young lady. But anyways, so at first I didn't really know her like that, right? And so when she was doing some stuff, I don't know. But lately, when I saw her on Club Shay Shay, that young lady is very mature for her age. Very mature for her age. You know what I'm saying? And when I heard this conversation, it was right in line with the type of wisdom that she seemed to share. She was talking like an auntie, but she was like in a young girl's body. Kudos to Keke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, she still misstepped. She was young. But like the depth of wisdom. So for her, like talking about the challenges, and I get that. But she strikes me, and I think I've heard her say this, like she wouldn't let money get in the way of her finding love for real, for real. She doesn't use that metrics as a disqualifier for her to find somebody that she could build with for real, for real. And if you don't believe me, look at her baby daddy, right? So my point is, he's still asking, Keke, do you love me? Are you right? No. She's like, no, I'm not in anyone. But anyways, and I didn't even know that, like, if you remember the music video that I was from, I think Drake looked like he was a little poop butt nigga, and that old girl was. Anyways, the point is, right, that I think women who are in a financially advantageous position may have to broaden their perspectives, have to open their minds, maybe have to hear the wisdom from the mouth of babes to realize that, yes, I get it. Money's important, but shorty, if you got it, what else do you need in your life, right? Is there a man that can compliment you, right? That can hold you down, that can support you? Listen, I was joking before about the trapper, woman baby or whatever, but the truth is there are guys who can be masculine, who are great men out there, who can also be nurturers, who can be great partners and supporters of their women, dominating out there in the world, right? But still being able to handle things in their relationship the right way or whatever way is right for them. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. That's why I love that girl, the way that she handled money, I think there's a lot of wisdom, and maybe more young ladies should follow that version of Keke, just not the one that was wearing that tacky outfit at the Usher concert. You know what I'm saying? Or the one that got knocked up by a nigga that she wasn't married to. But listen, like I said, everybody makes choices in their lives, right? And I think she is going places. And so I'll just say, listen, she does present a really good point, because I feel like far too many people are living for other people, right? Like, you're afraid of what? How your girlfriends and your country club vibes are going to look at you for dating a dude who may not be whatever, but like they're lonely, they're single or unhappy. Like, do you want to live? We got to stop living for other people, y'all. And we also, and part of doing that is defining for ourselves what we prioritize and why, right? Like, if you got it, in terms of financially, and you maybe need him to at least hold his own down, and he's not taking away anything from you, and he can add to you in so many different ways, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like so many women get hung up, and then they want to complain. And honestly, y'all pretend like y'all don't hold shit over niggas, but the fact that y'all don't even think y'all should even be dating them niggas, even when you give them a chance, guess what? They can still smell that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to believe that as many of y'all successful women that are talking about, you know how many men out there are insecure? But I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are. And I'm sure you did absolutely nothing to contribute to that, huh? So in conclusion, I'll just say, man, if y'all want happiness, find it where it lies within yourself truly, not where you think it should lie because that's what other people think. You know what I'm saying? And Keke Palmer, man, she does. She's absolutely right. Kudos to her. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what movie she does next. I'm not going to go see it, but I might mention it on the show on her behalf. You know what I'm saying? That girl is talented and she is wise beyond her years. High earning women do deserve love, but they deny it to themselves because they go by outdated. You want to talk about outdated? They go by things that just don't benefit them. Find a man who loves you for you, girl, and not just your money. Okay? You're welcome.
Mm,
I actually concur with a portion of what you said, Nick, in regards to
good portion.
finding someone who loves you for you and not having other people dictate what your relationship should look like. I think though that we do a disservice to a certain group of women. Like I know we're talking about high earners, but Pookie and Ray Ray, who's driving their girlfriend car, probably think their girlfriend is a high earner and they gave that man a chance. I think we don't acknowledge the amount of women, aka black women, who actually would be considered a high earner compared to their male counterpart that they're currently with, as hey, they did give this person a chance. They are looking for love, like Baby Boys, shows like that summed it up, where these guys are literally taking advantage because they try and get their rap career off the ground, or they're trying to let me stop. I ain't gonna go for the rappers, whatnot. But anyways, the point I'm making is that I think we do a disservice by assuming that everybody is looking for that man that makes more than them, right? That's why you have so many women who actually are cool with 50-50 in that example, right? And then you have the women who talk about the traditional conversation of with men. I think that's the social media that is putting that out there. I think social media has made it seem like this is what we want, this is what we need, because of this whole soft life era that social media is saying that we need to be in. And I think that's where we need to focus away from, because at the end of the day, if you go out in the streets, yes, there are some women that say, oh no, I need a man to make more than me. But there's a lot more women who are actually willing to compromise on whatever it is because they want that man in the house with them, or because there's a saying, I'd rather have a no good ass man than no man at one point for certain generations. And so while this sounds like I'm all over the place, it's because I
It
honestly
does.
feel mixed. I have mixed feelings about this. I think that we do a disservice to the women who aren't necessarily at the value where Keke is, but they still consider high earners and have high value for whoever they're with, because that person may have less. Now, when we talk about the extremely high value, like, so for example, what's your favorite person that you like to talk about, Nick? The one who
Myself,
had the baby impregnated herself,
Myself.
to Tetsu baby.
Ebony K.
Yeah, that's her. Like, so people like her, who's on the extreme end, opposite end of this conversation, like, no, you have to make more than me. I'm not dating a bus driver. I'm not dating this. He got to do that. Those people's voices are so loud that we don't see the voices like Kiki, who's like, no, I'm good with this. I'm good with making more than my man. And because I'm looking for love, I'm looking for these other characteristics, and money isn't the thing that I go by. What I will note though is that there have been studies that show that some men egos cannot handle when the woman makes more than them. And we do talk about, somebody say, well, it could be their attitude. It could be like, do they throw it in their face and so forth. But they're actually said there's studies that outside all those contexts, they state that the male ego feel threatened if their partner earns more than them, simply because of the way society is set up. And so they feel like they don't have the same respect if their partner makes more than them. And respect is important for men.